Welcome to lectures on digital electronics. We are discussing the design of sequential logic circuits. In the previous classes, we have discussed latches, NAND latch, NOR latch, their truth tables and working. So, objective of this lesson is construction and working of RS flip-flop and the purpose of preset and clear inputs, JK flip-flop construction and working, race around condition which is available in JK flip-flop also we will discuss. So these are the topics we have covered in the previous lessons. Today we discuss RS flip-flop. It is similar to RS latch. It can reside in either of two stable states. So NAND NOR latches are also called RS flip-flop. So logic symbol of RS flip-flop is shown here. It has two inputs, set, reset, SR inputs and two complementary outputs Q bar. So let us consider clocked RS flip-flop. So this is a clocked RS flip-flop using NAND gates. Here the basic latch is taken like this. This is the basic latch. So NAND latch like this. The Q is fed back as input to this NAND gate and this Q bar is fed back to upper NAND gate like this. This is the latch. This is the latch. And to this latch what we do is just simply we take additional two NAND gates like this. So you just take the NAND gate and connect a clock as shown to these two NAND gates. You connect a clock and this is called set input and this is reset input, and output of these NANDs are connected to the latch like this. So this is the clocked RS flip-flop. The symbol is shown here. So this is the when clock 0 is applied, that means when the clock status is 0, that means the clock is not activated, then what happens? The NAND gates outputs are 1 1. Whenever NAND gates outputs are 1 1, what happens? Let us see what happens. Let us assume because the NAND gate output is 1 here and 1 here, you can't determine the output of the NAND gate because other input also must be known. So this, without knowing this input, you can't determine the output of this NAND gate. And without knowing this input, you can't determine the output of this NAND gate. That is the problem here. So for that, what you have to do is, because 1 1 here, you assume 0 as output. So Q bar is 1. Q is 0, Q bar is 1. Let us assume the previous states of this Q bar are 0, 1 respectively. If this is the case, then what happens? This 0 is fed back here and this 1 is fed back to here. So this is 1, this is 0. So Now you can easily determine the output. 1 1 output is 0 only. 0 1 output is 1 only. That means the assumed state is valid and retained by the flip flop when clock is 0. When the clock is 0. That is the important note. That means whenever the clock is 0 means the flip flop stores the 1 bit information. Here now in our example the flip flop stored bit 0 when clock 0 whenever there is no clock applied. So the flip flop stores the binary information 0 in this case. Now let us assume 1 0. Let us assume 1 0. Now 1 1s are the inputs because clock is 0. Because clock is 0, 1 1 is output. Now we assumed 1 0. That means what happens? This 1 is fed back here. This 0 is fed back here. So 1 0 means 1 only. 1 1 it is 0. So the assumed state of the flip flop is not disturbed. That is when 1 1 is applied. That means whenever clock is 0, that means the flip flop stores the 1 bit information. In this case it is storing 1 bit information, that is 1. So this is the important observation. That means the flip flop acts as memory whenever clock is not activated. That means it stores the previous information only. When clock is 1, what happens? Flip flop is enabled. Okay, flip flop is enabled. Okay, but according to the application of the yes input and or input, you will have the status of the flip flop changes accordingly. So let us now take when the clock is 1 and yes is 1 or is yes is 0 or is 1. Let us consider. This is the first case. 0 1. S is 0 or is 1. Then 0 1 means output is 1. Here 1 1 means output is 0. Now here the down NAND gate, if you observe, one of the input of the NAND gate is 0 means output is 1. So this 1 is fed back here. So like this it is fed back here. 1 1 output is 0. That means whenever S equals to 0 or equals to 1, the flip flop is reset to 0. It is reset to 0. That is, it is storing the 1 bit information 0. Whenever S equals 0 or equals to 1, we have made this flip flop to store bit 0. That is the important thing you have to remember. Now let us consider when the clock is 1, S equals to 1 or equals to 0. S equals to 1 or equals to 0. Then 1 1. Clock is 1, S is 1. Output is 0. Here R is 0 means it is 1. So now the top NAND gate is having one of the input 0, hence it is the output is 1. Here this 1 is feedback here, 1 1 1, output is 0. That means whenever s equals to 1 or equals to 0, the flip flop is set to 1. It is set to 1. That means whenever you want to store a 1 bit information 1 into SR flip flop, you have to make the inputs s equals to 1 or equals to 0 and make the clock event clock equals to 1. So then that 1 will be stored in the SR flip flop. Okay. Next, 1 1. So outputs are 1, clock is 1, S is 1, output is 0. Okay, here also 0, 1 1. So if the one of the NAND gate input is 0 means output is 1. Here also one of the input of the NAND gate is 0 means its output is 1. But it is prohibited because we must see that accept whenever there are complementary outputs. When Q is 1, Q bar must be 0. When Q is 0, Q bar must be 1. So that is the condition. These two are the complementary outputs. So hence, because whenever S is 1 and R is 0 are applied, you are getting uncomplementary outputs which is not acceptable. It is prohibited state and undefined. So that is the thing you have to remember. Now, this is the truth table of the SR flip flop. If you observe here, up to here, if you observe up to here, when clock is 0, whatever may be the RS inputs 0 0 0 1 1 0 1 1, whatever may be the inputs of the RS, the Q bar outputs are no change. That means the flip flop holds the previous state. That means it stores the previous output only. So this acts as memory. It is flip flop is acting as memory because there is no clock event. So now let us see another case of this. Already I explained, but once again I am highlighting this point. That is, when the clock is 1 and the inputs are 0 0, already we have discussed this combination. That means there is no change in the output that we found in our analysis. Just now we analyzed by applying this combination. That means in this also the flip flop acts as memory. It is acting as memory. Now, whenever clock is 1 and R is 0, S is 1, then the flip flop is set to 1. It is set to 1. We have discussed and verified it also. When 1 0, R is 1, S is 0, the flip flop is reset to 0. That is Q. These are the important. We are concentrate only on Q. That's all. So remember that it is Q. And another important point is the 1 1 combination. It is the prohibited state. I already told you that because it is giving the outputs uncomplementary outputs which is not at all acceptable. That is it. So another important point I would like to tell you is these outputs generally called as Qn plus 1. Qn plus 1. That means the next state. The Qn plus 1 is the present state, let us call, and no change means Qn. Qn plus 1 is the present, Qn is the previous state. So in most of the books you will find Qn plus 1 and Qn for this combination. Here also Qn. Here also you have to write Qn. That's all. Sometimes in some of the books, instead of that, here Qn is noted down. The current state is shown as Qn. At that time, Qn minus 1. No change. It stores memory. It acts as memory means you have to show it as Qn minus 1. So that is the thing. Qn present current state, Qn minus 1 is the previous state. So up to here, this is the thing you have to remember. Let us see the timing diagram of RS flip flop. Here the clock signal is there. S input is applied here. R input is applied here. So the Q output, you see, this is the Q output. Observe here, this is a negative edge triggered flip flop. So whenever negative edge triggered flip flop, then at these negative edges, these are the negative edges. At these negative edges only, the flip flop is activated, enabled. That you have to remember. So hence a dot vertical line is drawn here. So S is made 1 at this clock event, and R is 0. R is 0 here. Hence R is 0, S is 1 means Q is 1, set to 1. Hence Q is 1. You see, Q is 1. At the next clock event also the same thing. Hence Q is 1. Q is 1 here. At the next clock event, there is no change. The same thing holds good. But S is changed to 0 here. Before occurrence of this negative edge, the S is changing to negative here, 0 changing to 0, and R is changing to 1 at this clock edge. That you have to remember. And at this instant of time, at this clock edge, what happens is S is 0 here, S is 0, R is 1. S is 0, R is 1 means Q is 0. Flip flop is reset to 0. So that is the meaning of this timing diagram. So you see, the important thing you have to remember is whenever we discuss sequential circuits, we use another analysis parameter, graphical analysis parameters, or timing diagram. So timing diagram is very important, and it should be discussed in the sequential circuits analysis and design. So whereas in the combination circuits, we do not have timing diagram. So another inputs, preset and clear inputs are available for the flip-flops. So these are the asynchronous indirect inputs available given to the flip-flop. To set or reset the flip-flop, we have to use the inputs to the flip-flops to initialize it. In a computer, it would be very inconvenient to set or reset each flip-flop independently. When the power is switched on, flip-flops may come up in random states. To set or reset all the flip-flops at a time, we use asynchronous inputs which can override all other inputs. Preset and clear inputs the are called direct or asynchronous inputs. These inputs are not in synchronism with the clock. So the clock independent of clock, these two inputs, preset and clear inputs, change the flip-flop state at any time. So this can be applied at any time, and which will initialize the flip-flop to desired state. So the output of flip-flop is set to 1 by activating the preset input. If we want to set the flip-flop asynchronously at any time, if we want to initialize the flip-flop with one state, then you have to activate the preset input. And in other case, if you want to initialize the flip-flop with a 0 state, then you have to activate the clear input. So that is the purpose of preset and clear inputs. So both can be used, or either one of can be used in the flip-flops. So in this, let me show one important diagram, preset and clear inputs diagram. I would like to tell you that, for example, let us take not only SR flip-flop, in next coming flip-flops design, JK, D, T, in all the flip-flops cases, these asynchronous two inputs, preset and clear, maybe two or one of them can be used like this. For example, this is the SR flip-flop, S input or input, and let us, this is the positive edge triggering clock flip-flop. So this is the SR flip-flop. We have Q and Q bar outputs. Now the asynchronous inputs are like this. This is the preset. It is the preset. This is the preset clear. This input is the clear. So this is the clear input. This is the preset input. CLR. PR, preset input. So these are the asynchronous inputs to the SR flip-flop. Active low asynchronous inputs. So that means whenever clear is 0 and the preset is 1, then what happens is flip-flop is clear to 0, Q equals to 0. That is the case. When preset is 0, preset is 0, preset is 0, clear is 1. That means preset is activated, clear is deactivated. For that case, the flip-flop is set to 1. That means Q equals to 1. Q equals to 1. So this is important working of preset and clear inputs to the flip-flop. So this is all about clear and preset inputs. Now let us discuss another flip-flop, JK flip-flop. which one will be used as in all applications digital logic design. Now JK flip flop is the refinement to the RS flip flop, has two features, that is SR and T flip flops, hence it is known as universal flip flop. Okay, that means it can be used as instead of SR you can use JK, instead of T you can use JK. That is the intermediate state, that is when r equals to 0, r equals to 1, s equals to 1 of the RS type. So that condition is defined in the JK flip flop. So when r equals to s equals to 1, the state of output is changed, that is the complement of the previous state is available, that is qn plus 1 is qn bar, qn plus 1 is qn bar, that is qn bar. It is a printing mistake, you write this qn plus 1 is qn. So qn be the output 0 or 1 at a given time in the nth interval, bit time n preceding the nth clock pulse. Qn plus 1 is the corresponding output in the interval immediately after the nth pulse. So this is the JK flip flop using SR. Very important point you have to remember is that take the clocked SR flip flop, you just feedback Q, this is the Q, this Q is feedback to here NAND gate, and here K input is there to this AND gate. The output of AND gate is connected to OR, reset input. Similarly, the Q bar output is fed back to the input of the AND gate, and the J input is there, and finally that AND gate output is connected to S. So in short, you can call it as JK flip flop. Here the J input is there, here the Q input is there, and these JK inputs are there. So now it can be called as JK input, JK flip flop. That means what you observe is S equals to J Q bar. These are the design equations. S equals to J Q bar. R equals to K Q. K Q. So these are the design equations. So here you observe here S equals to J Q bar. Here is the J Q bar. R equals to K Q. So that is the important. So this is the JK flip flop. Now let us see using NAND gates, JK flip flop using NAND gates only. So this is widely used diagram. You have to learn this in the examination point of view. You have to learn. Now the circuit is shown here like this. This is the SR latch. Observe here the Q is connected like this. Here the Q is fed back like this to this NAND gate and K input. Hence you have the output connected to R bar. Next this Q bar, similarly the Q bar is fed back to here, and j input is there, and so like this. So you have the output of this NAND gate connected to the S bar. Here, so this is the JK flip flop. So before that, let us analyze this. Let us consider for first j equals to 0, k equals to 0. J equals to 0, k equals to 0. So whenever j equals to 0, k equals to 0, and clock is activated, clock 1, that means flip flop is enabled. Clock is 1 means flip flop is enabled. At that instant of time, what happens is, because j is 0, k is 0, then the output of these NAND gates are 1, 1. Whenever 1, 1 of this latch, what happens? SR latch 1, 1. Already we have discussed for SR latch 1, 1. What happens is, it holds the previous state only. Let us assume here is 0, 1. Assume. Then what happens? This 0 is fed back here. This 1 is fed back here. So what happens? 0, 1 means 1 only. 1, 1 means 0 only. That means it holds the previous value. That means whenever j equals to 0, k equals to 0, then the flip flop holds the previous value only. Let us assume 1, 1, 0. Instead of this, let us assume 1, 1, 0. If we assume 1, 0, what happens? This 0 is fed back here, this 1 is fed back here. So 1, 0 means it is 1 only. 0, 1 means it is 1 only, 0 only. 1, 1 means here 1. 1, 1 means it is 0 only. So that means the flip flop is storing the 1 bit information whenever its latch inputs are 1, 1, and actual inputs j equals 0, k equals to 0 means the flip flop holds its original previous value. Hence the flip flop is acting as memory in this case. Now let us take another combination. When j equals to 0, k equals to 1, and the clock is 1, that is clock is activated, clock is 1. In this case, 1, 0, and here k is 1, k is 1, and clock is 1. Though other inputs are unknown, in this case, you see the q bar is because q bar is fed back here, q bar value we don't know, q bar is there, q bar value we don't know, and q is also here feedback, we don't know the q also. But let us you need not assume in this case, but you can verify the values like this. For example, 0, 1. 0, 1 means if the one of the NAND gates inputs are 0 means automatically the output is 1 here, it is 1 here. Here 1, 1, and the q means 1, 1, and q means here compulsory you have to assume the value of q. So let us assume 1, 0. The state of previous state, let us assume 1, 0. We assumed previous state 1, 0. Hence this 1 is fed back to here, q equals to 1. So 1 is fed back here. So 1 1 1, it is 0, it is 0. Now because it is 0, the output changed to it is 1. Because it is 1 and and feedback is 1, its output also changed to 0. That means it is changing. So that means whenever j is 0, k is 1, the flip-flop is reset to 0. Hence, the k input is called reset input. K equals to R, reset input. J input is called set input. That you have to remember. Let us take another combination, j equals to 1 and k equals to 0. Clock is 1. In this case, here 1, clock is 1, j is 1, and we don't know q bar. Okay, let us assume, and here k is 0 and q we don't know, clock is 1. So because this now down NAND gate having only 0 input, one of the input 0 means the NAND gate output is 1. But this NAND gate output we don't estimate, we can't determine. Hence we have to assume the values. For example, let us take q is 0, q bar is 1. Q is 0, q bar is 1. Then in this case, the 0 is fed back here 0 and this 1 is fed back to here 1. So this NAND gate, now this NAND gate inputs are 1 1, the output is 0. So whenever one of the inputs is 0 means this NAND gate output is changed to 1 and this NAND gate output is changed to 0 because this 0 feedback here, this is 1, hence the output is 1. 1, this is 1 feedback because it is 1, this 1 feedback here, this is 1, this is 1, hence 1 1 means output is 0. That means it is changing. When j equals to 1, k equals to 0, the flip-flop is changing its previous state from 0 to 1. It is moving from 0 to 1. Hence, whenever j is 1, that is the set. When j is 1, the flip-flop is set to 1. It is set to 1. So that is understanding you have to. The final combination, let us take this is j equals to k equals to 1. So j, k both are 1 1. Let us take 1 1. So you can't, clock is also 1 1. 1. Clock event is there 1 1. So but you don't know other inputs. That is here q feedback is there, here q bar feedback is there. So those values you don't know. Hence let us assume 0 1. Let us assume 0. So 0 is feedback here, this 1 is feedback here. So top NAND gate 1 1 1, output is 0. Down NAND gate 1 1 0 means output is 1. Now this NAND gate input is 0 means one of the input is 0. Other input, if it is not known, then even though we can determine the output because it's one of the input is 0, the output is 1. The output is 1. So because the new output is 1, this output is fed back to here 1 1, output is 0 here. It is 1 1 feedback, output is 0. That means the previous output is complemented. It is complemented. So let us, it is very important point in this case. because you have to observe this combination very carefully, and I will tell some more examples in this case, so that you will clearly understand. For this j equals to k equals to 1 and clock is 1, so I am writing here q. I assumed 0. Whenever it is 0 and when j is 1, k is 1 and clock is 1, what happens? This 0 is complemented and it became 1. Now it is 1. Now let me analyze for 2 3 combinations so that you will clearly understand. So let me tell it is 1. This 1 means this is 0. Okay. So now this is the case. Once again I applied j equals to 1, k equals to 1 and clock is activated. And the states are q1, q bar is 0. Now these are feedback to here 1, the 0 is feedback to here 0. Okay. 0 1 1 1, output is 1. All ones, this NAND gate output is 0. So now in this case, observe here, this 0 automatically makes this to 1, because even though another input is not known, you can easily tell the output of this down NAND gate. 0 means it is 1, and this 1 is feedback here, it is 1, and 1 1 means output is 0. That means the previous state now here, this previous state is toggled, complemented to 0. That means it 1 became 0. 1 became 0. So once again I will tell this. So because now at this present, this is the present value of the q, that means 0, it is 1. So once again I applied j1, k1 and clock 1 1, clock is 1. So these previous values are fed back now, 0 here, this 1 here. Now top NAND gate 1 1 1, output is 0. Down NAND gate 1 1 0, one of the input is 0 means definitely you can easily tell it is 1. Now top NAND gate, you observe latch, in the latch top NAND gate, one of the input is 0, other input is, if it is not known, then even though you can tell the output 0 means input 0 means output is 1. You see, 0 changed to 1. Similarly this 1 is feedback here 1 1 1, output is 0. That means this 0 is complemented and changed to 1. That means this action of the JK flip-flop is called toggling. It is called toggling. That means it complements its previous value. This is the previous value complemented to 1 1. Now this 1 changed to 0. The 0 changed to 1. Whenever you apply j is 1, k is 1 and clock is 1, this is the important input combination which makes the output of the flip-flop JK flip-flop toggles. That means complements its previous value. This is the important observation you have to remember. So in the simplified truth table I have given this. That means whenever clock is 0 means it acts as memory. It acts as memory, no change. Whatever may be the values of JK inputs, the output of the flip-flop does not change. It holds the previous value. That means Qn plus 1 value, current state value is Qn only. Similarly, now let us take when clock is 1 and J is 0, K is 0. Then the flip-flop acts as memory. That is Qn plus 1 is Qn. It does not change its previous value. It holds its previous value. Okay. Now whenever clock is 1 and J is 0, K is 1. When K is 1 means it is reset. So reset to 0. Flip-flop is reset to 0. Already we have explained in the diagram in detail. Okay. When clock is 1 and J is 0. Okay, this is by mistake. It is 1 0. By mistake it printed like this, but it is 1 0. Okay. This is 1 0 combination. J is 1 means it is set. Flip flop is set to 1. Okay. The last condition I explained this in detail. That is clock is 1, J is 1, K is 1. The flip flop toggles. That means it complements its previous value. So this is the truth table of the flip flop. So race around condition in JK flip flop that we will discuss in the next class in continuation of this class. Okay. Okay. We conclude that we have discussed the SR flip flop and JK flip flop operation by applying different combination of inputs and clock events. We have seen the working of two flip flops. Okay, thank you.